Good morning. It's Thursday. December 8th, and the day after the full moon. Although we're still going to feel full moon effects. Whoa. That is way too many cards. I'm not doing that many. Because I just don't have that time for that. But anyway, as I was saying, whoa, what's going on today? They're like, they do not want to be shuffled. I don't even know, but I've never had such a catastrophe before when I'm shuffling cards. So, okay, let's try this again. So, as I was saying, we're still going to feel the effects of the full moon. It still kind of hangs on for like another day or two, maybe even a week. Who knows? I got to get into that book. Gotta get into that book. But I felt encouraged to do another card this morning from the Fairy deck again, just because they're actually super pretty. I love them. I found it funny because I did this yesterday, and then when I was on my Facebook today, I had an ad for pardon me, for a coin set that was very ironically stargazing. Okay, let's get into that. It's pretty. Don't know, maybe threes. Stargazing. Pardon me. A little frog in there. This card says, stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. This card says the answer you seek is in the stars. This can literally mean looking up into the night sky and stargazing. Stargazing is like a form of divination. Allow your gaze to drift around the sky and see what flows into your mind. Fairies can be very active when the stars begin to appear and shine upon their surroundings. This also applies to you, except the stars are illuminating your current situation so that a solution can be more easily seen. Stargazing can bring about a deep sense of peace and can also help you put things into perspective. Look how tiny the stars appear to be, yet this is only an illusion. Conversely, perhaps something in your life appears to be bigger than it is in reality. Do you have an interest in astronomy? If not, this card may be saying that it's time to explore this area. The insight you seek may also be found in astrology. This may be in a daily horoscope, or it could be the perfect time to have your birth chart created by a professional, so you can see the energy currents at play in your life. This doesn't mean you have to change your life, but being aware of certain astrological patterns can be helpful as you move forward. It's kind of funny because I just said about the full moon and how we're going to still feel effects from the full moon. And it's like I learned so much this last 2 years. I've learned so much. And I learned that a lot of the way that life goes and a lot of the ways that things happen and take place has a lot to do with alignments and stuff, and which planet is where. And when Mercury is in retrograde, stuff goes wonky. Then when it's a full moon, stuff goes wonky. And it's that's why I grabbed that book that I grabbed. Where is it? Astrology for Life. I grabbed that because I wanted to learn more about the stars and about what they mean and what each planet because each planet has a certain power and a certain thing about it. Like they all have different mojos, I guess you want to call it. So I got that book, and then also I got hold on. I also got this book. It's about Taurus because I'm Taurus. And I'm telling you, there's so much in here. Like, so much. And when I was reading it, I was just like, it's funny because, like, it's Taurus characteristics And like there's so much. Your birth chart, there's a lot. And it's actually, it's so fun to dive into this stuff. It's so fun and it's so interesting. And you know, a lot of the stuff that happened in the past happened when certain planets were in certain placements, and a lot of those are happening now because the same planets are doing the same thing that they did before. And that's why I want to learn so much more about it, because there's so much depth to it. So much. It's like a rabbit hole that you go down and you think you're going to get to the bottom of it, but you're not. There's tons to learn. Tons. And you know, I really honestly wish that I started learning about this stuff long ago because it's so powerful to know this stuff. Like, you know, every time whenever it's a full moon, you know, you always hear people say, oh, it's a full moon, people are acting crazy. Well, the other planets have principles too. And that's something that we should start to learn and look into and find out, like, what each thing means. It's really, really interesting. So look to the stars. And just like it said, the stars look small, but they're bigger. So your problem could be smaller than it actually is. It just depends on how you're feeling it and how you're reacting to it and how you're looking at it. Your perception is huge too. Anyway, I think it's a super, super card. I love it. And, you know, it's really fun to dive into that stuff and learn so much more about it. It's hard. Take notes. Take notes. There's too much to learn. Not too much. If you want to learn it, you can learn it. It's really interesting, and it's really cool that certain things happen when certain planets are doing certain things. So check into it. Check into it. And like it says, just gaze at the stars. You know how peaceful you feel when you're just stargazing? I almost want to put my hammock back out in the backyard just so I can do so. Anyway, have a super day today, and you probably won't see any stars tonight because she's pretty cloudy out there, but keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on them. Dive into some books. Learn some stuff about it. It's really interesting, and they really do believe they hold power. Anyway, ciao for now. I'll see you again another day. Love you all.